my life. The devil is disguised in demise. Wish I could turn this shit all around, but all the people in my life have got no sound. All the time I think about the past. The devil in my mind is back at last. Happiness a thing I can recover. The only advice I get is to move lovers. Next one will be the best. Here, have Maria. She can be the fucking test. Getting high is a choice. The thing I can't get over is a fucking voice. She could be my temporary thing. When I keep knocking on the door, you know I'll be down on the floor. Don't worry, the world don't give no fucks except for Maria. We're all scared by your downfall. No, we don't want more. Scared by your downfall. No, we don't want more.
Yeah. Careful what you're praying for, could be for the best, or it can turn into an addict, you'll be dying for more. All my wishes rotting and turning to hate. Now I'm living life pent up and piled full of regrets. Nobody told me the world is getting crazy. Maria's great, but maybe not my individuals. How fucked up am I to have her for my metaphoricals? Overthinking, hurting my soul, that's my daily usuals. Blessed in the beginning, but now that the chapter's folded. Young boy cried and now grown up as a poet, showing his loving fans through the writing. Yeah, you know it, no one cares about the process, so you judge when I show it. Tired of the lies, crying when I realize. Tired of being nice, self-talking in the nights. We used to be so colorful, but now we turn gray. Betrayal by the trusted, now my prayers, my demise. Scared by a downfall, no we don't want more. Scared by a downfall, no we don't want more.
Hey. Alright, we back. Hey, let me fix some stuff. Alright. Where's my boy Pes? I need a mic check.
Hey yo, what's happening?
Sheesh. Alright, guys. Welcome to the first ever official Hitonasu podcast.
Episode.
Episode 1, but like it's gonna be episode, I think, around 17 or 18 from Anchor onwards, but still, it's our first fucking podcast on Hitonasu's channel. I'm so fucking excited. This has been a fucking dream of mine since the YouTube channel got, created and everything, and now we're finally doing this, but I will have to explain the circumstances for people listening on audio, as well as this is also gonna go on YouTube as well. I gotta explain some of the circumstances, so buckle up. Alright. So we created this this journey, this podcast, this YouTube channel, I think in the works like long time ago. We created it, and then I think around last month, I think we did Phasmophobia. We tested our new PNGs, which I'll get into in a second, bro. Like, there's a lot of things that we have to get into today, but so far the journey has been amazing. Sorry we couldn't do a lot of like the podcast stuff right now because like a lot of shit happened in our way, and Pes can agree with me on that. Like, a lot of stuff happened that we couldn't like focus on the podcast and whatnot, but we're here now and everything is going well. I think everything's going according to the plan, but I gotta tell you why we're doing a bit of pre-recording. So the initial plan was for me and Pes actually to go live. I think, is it today or tomorrow? Yesterday. It was today. It was today for me to go live. Hitonasu first podcast ever, live, like have some fun with the chat and whatnot. But a very funny story happened. I won't tell where I'm flying off to, but like my dad told me that we were flying off. I think around Thursday, which is like 6 days from now, or 5 day, 4 days from now. I think 6 days or 5 days. But like still, either 6 days from now, I thought we'd be flying so we could do some, live shit. Me and Pest cooking it up. But then, and we were definitely gonna do some offline episodes as well, because that's how the pattern is gonna go for Hitonasu. Because like
Yep.
we gotta consecutively dish out some episodes and whatnot, and if we can't go live, we're gonna do offline. But Pest will get more into that as well. But so my dad booked the tickets so fucking early that I'm flying out in 6 hours. I think 6 or
Mhm.
7 hours. So like, you know what, I asked Pest, like, let's just me and Pest agreed to, like, do some offline episodes, and then so that we don't miss out any more days. And like, it's been so long, and definitely we're gonna come back with some live bangers as well. And yeah, I think that's why we're doing a pre-recorded episode, and it's our first pre-recorded episode. It feels kind of weird, but I'm so happy. Like, I've been tired, right? Doing a lot of packing and whatnot, last minute stuff. Like, my friend actually helped and set the mic up for me. Pest and me went out to an art exhibition today that we'll get into as well. And the motherfucker is actually doing his business on the side as well. Like, we are running on. Wait, I'll ask this. How many hours of sleep are you running on, Pest?
You know what? Less than my fingers can count.
Okay, there you go. And that is bad, and we don't condone that as well. But sometimes you gotta descend into chaos, and that's what I've learned for the past 2 months. So I officially welcome everybody, including everybody. Welcome to our first ever Hitonasu podcast.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, motherfuckers. It's been a long time. Now, before we get into the actual, like, root of this podcast, I gotta bring it back a bit. Like, yo, Pes, how you doing, my man? Do you have any updates? Shit.
Well, outside of what you literally just said on how busy we were,
Yeah.
um, there's been a lot of big things that's been happening to me,
Mm-hmm.
around as well as personally. And I would say maybe it's like a 50-50. A lot of the good things are just now in my worries, kind of, but then all the bad things are like um repercussioning. Is that a word?
You know what? I'll take it as a word.
Yeah, like in a sense, I'm trying to accept it so that it gets better, and I don't want to like dwell on it. But everything else, I feel like it's like smooth now. It's like smoothening. I can't even English anymore. But yeah, it's been kind of wild since we wanted to start Hitonasu back in like what January. Officially was supposed to be on February,
Mm-hmm.
but we couldn't because we're so busy. And we pushed it to March. We couldn't again. We pushed it to April, couldn't again. And then finally, well, in April we did made that Phasmophobia thing,
Mm-hmm.
which was a very good start, I would say. Just to like for us to get our first run on YouTube, since we changed our platform, and now it's gonna be more different than how it is back on Twitch, because before we could have just like set everything up and then went live and then everybody would be there. But now um there's more there's more things that we can do. There are more potentials that we can do, offline episodes, and then more categories for Hitonasu. Um, like there's thumbnails now. We can keep the VODs forever
Yeah.
as long as it's in the account, and that's a good thing. We couldn't do that in Twitch, even though we are affiliated. There's also limited time, so I think this is like a very good platform and a very good start for us, or another journey that we're starting. So hopefully, this is gonna be good for Hitonasu, for us too as well individually. We're still gonna be streaming on Twitch, right? Maybe like
Yes,
individual
sir.
stuff. So, but right now, YouTube for Hitonasu, we're just making another home, um, for what was prior named Sip and Talk now becomes, rebranded, and
Yes,
then
sir.
with a new house with new potential opportunities. So it's been a it's been a very long minute, but here we are on our very own official episode of Itonasu.
Yes. And I like to give credit where credit is due. So Best actually rebranded the whole shit, like from top to bottom, like anything artwork related, even captions as well, motherfucker. That guy is crazy, like, and plus he does it in a span of like 30, 40 minutes and whatnot. It's pretty crazy what he does. So thanks to him, we got the models, we got the fucking, we got the table with the coffee. I bet that's my Japanese ice pour over, but I feel like it's hot. There's no ice in it, so we're enjoying our Japanese hot pour over right now. And also credit to Tanned Banana
Mm-hmm.
for the background.
Background.
Yeah. And the guys, this is not our, how do you say this? This is not our final form yet.
Yep,
Yeah, we still have a cafe
we got
in renovation at the moment.
exactly
I will take
our
that.
own Itonasu
Yes,
cafe.
sir. And hey, yo, just know that we haven't reached our final form yet. It's gonna be pretty sick.
Mm-hmm.
Trust the process. But yeah, also, I didn't get to say this when we actually streamed Phasmophobia because it was fucking chaotic.
Yeah.
And what do you expect, right? But like, thank you to everyone that subscribed to us as well. Like, I so I think this can be in its own podcast topic about YouTube and everything, which I'll not get into, right? But only one thing I'm just gonna say, right? In Twitch, you can see the people that follow you, right? But
Yep.
on YouTube, you actually can see only specific people that made their YouTube thing public. So, like,
Mhm.
let's say Sam Azahar just subscribed to me, right? I could see that, but for the other 25 people that subscribed, I actually can't. So it feels weird not thanking out people in generally, But that's
Yeah, now we just
something.
have to say everybody, and that
Yeah,
includes because like we can't keep up with names anymore.
that's,
Well, they're not allowing us to.
that will be pretty difficult to get used to, honestly. But hey, man, it
But
is
hey,
it is a fucking journey, yeah. Also,
yeah.
before we get into the beef, just want to throw out all the updates, like like I don't want it to come
Mhm.
back in the middle of our topic. So like also me and Pes, like we've been busy as well, but don't get us wrong, we've been working on the podcast since the get-go. Me and Pes used to go to what's it called, our local coffee shop, and we used to talk and talk and talk about the podcast, like these topics, these YouTube is a different
Yep,
platform. We used to.
almost every single
Yeah,
time.
and funny enough, like I actually don't understand YouTube that much. I'm like, oh, it's a platform where I watch videos, blah blah. There's a lot of nuances that go to it, and it's so difficult. Like, and for me, I
Hmm.
feel like I can't even do that much because I have to learn video editing. Pes is doing all the artwork. I'm merely the audio guy. That's about it. So there's a lot of things I need to keep up as well, which I will learn in my due time as well. It's just a beautiful journey. And apart from that, me and Pes have been writing a lot. We've been writing a lot. Not in terms of poetry or anything. I mean, Pes does that as well. But like, we've been writing a lot of lyrics as well. And this can be of a podcast in of its own as well. But
Hmm.
let me tell you that this guy has put me through the ringer, and I've learned a lot about myself. And like, I used to write poetry, I used to write a lot of stories, but I never knew that I could rhyme. Not the best way, but like I I could at least rhyme two words, which feels like an accomplishment.
It's a new method or like
Yeah,
a new way
that
to,
I'm learning, and
yeah.
shit, like we had a lot of productive times, and we've put out Demise as well. That's my first ever collab with Bess in a fucking song. And then we have another song that's in the works that we're doing right now. Oh wait, I forgot. Oh, we finished another song as well. And hopefully that will
That's gonna
be
come out soon.
that will come out soon because we still need to like work on it and whatnot. But yeah, I think. Bess, did I miss any updates? Do you think I missed any updates? Because I really don't want to bring it up in our middle of the what's it called, our topic.
Mm,
Please think.
I think, yeah, we're caught up. We just need to talk about the tangent and
Also,
today's highlight.
yeah. Also, apparently I have to do this because this is a podcast setting and it's also going to YouTube. So, music
Mhm.
is by Stream Beats by Harris Heller. So thank you to him. We're using his music and lo-fi right now. And artwork, I gave it already. Yes, there's nothing, because like apparently there's a lot of copyright rules that you need to follow and whatnot.
Yep.
So yeah, I think with that out of the way, motherfucker, we can
Let's
we can fucking get
start.
into it, bro. Now this has been, ooh, this is gonna be good. Okay, so guys, today the title's not there, I know, but like what we're gonna talk about today is a huge tangent, and it's called the apocalypse tangent or the apocalyptic tangent. Anything related with apocalypse, we're gonna get into it. And there's a lot of questions to get into it. Okay, best. Who you want me to start it off? You want to start it out? Like,
Mm, I feel like when it comes to apocalypse,
yes, sir. I like this.
there's a. I feel like it's just a whole new life, and that creates to, well, that kind of like differentiate almost every question that we have in terms of like daily lives and whatnot.
Damn,
But like,
best.
yeah, let's start with the world settings and then how we can adapt to an apocalypse. When we say apocalypse, what do you mean? As in like
Okay, so the
everything
Greek.
is just ruined, or like is there like a sci-fi thing happening,
Well, apocalypse
or
can mean
zombie?
a lot of things actually.
Mhm.
So if you wanna get really intellectual, which I'm sorry, but if you want intellectual shit, you came to the wrong podcast, because we are nowhere near intellectuals. But like getting into it, apocalyptic can mean, let's say, a prophetic revelation or cataclysm between the forces of good and evil. So basically zombies and whatnot, if you want to take it that way. uh, or in Greek mythology, which I learned from our good friends graphics actually, it means to uncover or reveal. Now that can have a lot of connotations and meanings to it, you know.
Oh yeah.
But what we're gonna do is very simple. Maybe because we can go into different routes, right? The world settings and everything else. Like, let's just set it up like we're in a dystopian land, you know, a very dystopian land, a very broken down, beaten down country, from zombies, from viruses.
So
Wha-
like Fallout, you mean?
Oh my god, I just thought of something.
Uh-huh.
We're in the pandemic. It's kind of like a dystopian land when we went through lockdown, wasn't
Okay,
it?
so maybe it's kind of like, and when the pandemic like hits,
Yes, sir.
and then now everyone is just like surviving and whatnot.
Yes, sir.
So it's just a broken, uh, how do you say this? So it's post-apocalyptic of the present time right now.
Of the present time, and I love what you said about Fallout as a premise. It could still be the premise, you know.
Yeah,
Let's just
but
keep it at that.
Fallout, I feel like
Mm.
Fallout is post-apocalyptic way into the future, right? But what if the setting is like 2022 with our own with our like current technologies and whatnot, and then it's just already post-apocalyptic. So with that kind of limitation, we don't have like holograms or like Elysium type medication or
No.
those futuristic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We only have like this current time of technology, medication, or just like and just basically present time stuff. And then how would a post-apocalyptic setting would change the economy, would change the culture, would change the traditions, everyday life basically.
Yeah.
So I don't know, do you think like would there still be a lot of people, or like how would people survive
I mean,
if everything
you
is just like broken?
you mentioned the pandemic, right? And it's kind of, I don't want to mention the pandemic because it hit close to home, you know? Because like we lost a lot of people as well in my family. I'm pretty sure you did as well for COVID
Yeah,
and whatnot. Fun fact, by the way, guys, me and Pes had COVID as well, and we
hmm
battled. Oh,
we
yeah.
got hit by the motherfucker called Corona. I hate that shit.
Corona. Yes, sir. But like, yeah, I love that setting, you know. And as you said, a really good point right there about the economy as well.
Yeah.
As you can see, and everyone listening at home, like, just think about like wherever you reside, how COVID actually impacted your economy. I'm pretty sure it impacted drastically. with a lot of stuff getting out of stocks and everything. The supermarket is being nearly empty with a lot of panic buyers and whatnot. I had to deal with that in the place that I'm residing in, and I never
That was
had.
a weird time.
Yeah, I actually didn't have access to bread, butter, chicken, and what was that vegetable that my mom loves? Broccoli, cauliflower, like a lot of
Yeah.
stuff that I want are necessary for my Indian type of cooking. Didn't get to have those as well, so that kind of felt really sad. But I do understand what Best said about the economy because that's a really good point. And in a post-apocalyptic world, let's just change that for a second. Do you think there is an economy or non-economy? I feel like there is in any way because you're gonna have to barter or trade and whatnot. Like
You think it would be kind of like become just like the purge, maybe?
the purge happens one night, but if it's every night, then damn,
Yeah,
bro.
because I think
Okay.
like post-apocalyptic, there would be no government rules anymore because everyone is just trying to survive. And I feel like that would create massive catastrophe for humans that are trying to survive.
No, you're 100% fucking right, but like The Walking Dead though. They just created governors out of nowhere.
No, yeah, I mean like this is kind of so it's basically kind of like Walking Dead slash Fallout setting where everyone's gonna make, new rules or like
I
there's
like
gonna
that.
be
I like that.
factions.
Yes, yes,
There's
yes.
gonna be factions. The biggest things that would happen are like
I
factions.
like
So
that.
you need to belong in a community, you need to belong in a big group
I
or
like that.
something, and then you can also be in a small group that is just surviving by like spot hopping or just The Last of Us. The Last of Us.
Okay.
That's it.
Finish,
The
finish.
Last of
Done,
Us.
done, done. Alright.
That's the setting. That's the perfect setting.
Mm.
I feel like. So
We're not
it's
changing it. We're
just
sticking to that.
exactly.
We're sticking to that.
So and especially like where we reside, we're not really military ready in a sense because you can't even get, licenses for arms and
Okay.
weapons.
Okay.
So
This
like
brings me.
so we have a bit of our own type of setting and limitations and whatnot. So how do you think we would survive?
You said the word limitation. And I feel
Mhm.
like that's the word for our year as well because we personally experienced a lot of stuff with limitations. But coming back to the podcast settings with limitations, right? And you mentioned we don't have any military background or anything else. But my question to you is, right? Do you think you need experience to be a fighter? Or like, when a situation like flight or fight hits you, right?
Oh no, this comes naturally.
Exactly.
This is why like I talked about the settings because like there's gonna be a lot of people who's there's no rules anymore.
No.
It's just factions fighting with factions or like groups fighting with groups and then lone survivors. It's gonna be hard to trust people now because like there's no big laws or like big authorities saying like, oh, if you do this, you're gonna get like jail anymore. That doesn't happen anymore. There's no rules. So I'm just
I really love the way we tell. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
yeah.
fangirling over
Like
my own topic.
how much or do you think money has value anymore?
No, brother. No, 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 no. Money
Straight up
has...
no.
No,
right?
no, 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 no. You know what will have value, Pes?
Yeah.
Food.
Resources.
Resources. Yes, you said it there. But like, can we... Okay, let's break it down into sections, right? We'll get to factions later, right? Because we're putting in the Last of Us settings, right? So, post-apocalyptic world, clickers, and zombies, all right? Let's say you and me are surviving, right?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Now, I have a lot of set of questions related to apocalypse, but this one is just coming on top of the dome, yeah?
Yep.
So, this is you and me, okay? One-on-one setting. You are faced on a fight one-on-one with a clicker. You know how you kill a clicker, right? You shank it in the head.
Yeah, but oh my god.
I see
I
this.
don't know about strength wise or like I think I would be the strategic type because I don't think I would fight a clicker straight up. You know?
Best. You can tiptoe on your foot and be silent?
I know I can tiptoe, but like
Sheesh.
I don't wanna jinx myself of like falling down or like stepping on a tin can or some shit like that. And then like trying to see in the dark with them crawling around the room.
Ooh.
That shit's creepy, man. I don't want that.
We
And even when playing The Last of Us, that shit like triggered all kinds of anxiety in my brain and heart. I couldn't handle it.
I feel you,
But when
brother.
if it was to be in real life, um, I would choose to run away, but I won't I won't give up if I'm cornered. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Yep, I like that. I like that. So
I feel like that's my best bet to survive. If I'm cornered, I'm throwing hands. But if I can run, I would run. Survivability. That's
101.
it.
Don't listen to us, by the way. We're stupid people. But yeah, for me, like, if I'm backed up in a corner, like I'm pretty sure, like when the apocalypse does happen, I am smart enough to keep a knife in my back pocket at all times.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have we gotta have something like
Yeah,
with us all
like
the
I
time.
gotta like if I know it's clickers and zombies, I gotta like put paddings on my fucking hand,
Yeah.
shoulders, everything, and fuck that bitch up because I played a lot of video games. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't listen to me. Video games don't actually prepare you for real life, but I feel like at that moment, I cannot.
Mm.
I tend to freeze a lot in a lot of moments like this.
Oh
but-
yeah.
But then I've had a lot of problems where rage actually takes over my body, and if I feel like this is very deep, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it gets into the time where I'm like, okay, what's standing in front of me is death, and I have nowhere to go, so might as well confront my death and see if I make it out on top. That is my philosophy. If like I can't have solutions to everything, I can't
Yeah.
run away. If I'm backed in a corner, I will actually have to fight my way out from a fucking clicker. Not a zombie, guys. Zombie,
No, yeah.
you can run away from a zombie. Come on, I know Pest can actually run. You know, I believe I can run too. You know, he has lanky legs as well. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, I would actually have to fight to my death with a zombie. Okay, that was that was a fun talk. I fucking love it. I fucking love it. Yo, that's
Oh,
okay.
but
Continue.
yeah, it's not just gonna be clickers. The biggest enemy that we have
Bloaters.
are other people.
Yeah, that's a faction spot, and we're gonna get
Yeah.
into that. I just wanna.
But yeah, for clickers, I think it's just more to our instincts, kind of. It's like survival instincts when it comes to them. It's just like shit.
Alright, Pest, if you were against a bloater, do you just flat out give up?
Dude, fucking bloater. Like I said, if there's like free space that I can run from, I don't mind running away from it because like fuck risking when I know I can be safe by running away.
Okay, I have a really good question, motherfucker.
Yeah.
100% honesty. Alright,
I,
I'm trapped. I'm like hanging.
oh my god.
I'm hanging. How does it say? Upside down, right? And there's a bloater. And you gotta get through that motherfucker. Because Billy, I feel like his name is Billy, set up a trap for you to actually come and kill that bloater for him. And you're
Yeah.
armed with like shotgun, you know, that fucking revolver like Smith
Dude,
and Wesson.
okay. You know
Alright,
what?
alright.
Let's play with our limitations. How would you kill a bloater
Shotgun.
with our limitation?
Tries. Shotgun. I tell you have a shotgun. You have a fucking
A
revolver.
shotgun is a very big privilege. Because
Brother.
that'd be easy. That'd be
Bro-
way too
Brother,
easy.
let's just say we ran into a bloater on 2 years of surviving in the post-apocalyptic world. Yeah, you have the means, you have the necessary. Would you protect a friend, or would you do the smart thing or run away?
I mean, that's exactly why. If I have you trapped, that means I'm cornered. That means I have to choose to fight for it.
Oh, I'll make it
Because
easy for you. You're not cornered. You can get out from the fucking
I
window.
know I can get out, but like if I have you by my side, there's gonna be more survivability.
Exactly, but I'm tied
And
upside
you-
down, motherfucker.
So I'm gonna, if I can ankle break the fucking
Oh my God,
bloater,
this
I
guy.
would, and then like just fucking save you with strategically without fighting it, and then letting Billy, let him deal with it. Cause like fuck that. If he can corner me to deal with the bloaters, I'm gonna ankle break and make him cornered to deal with the fucking bloater himself.
I'll accept your answer. I'll accept it.
You gotta. This is exactly
You
why.
are
This
very
this is the
dodgy.
time. This is the only time I have to be very adaptive, very like all ultra instinct on my shit and full brain, big brain moves, because if he cornered me and I have no way out, I just have to outsmart because the bloater is not gonna think ahead of me.
No,
Of
it's not. It's
course.
not. It's not.
That means I still have a chance to outsmart it to make a move so that Billy is trapped, or make a situation where the bloater can have its attention on something else.
You know what? I like that answer. I like it. That's smart. You know what? I would have said the same thing
But
because
if I can be fun and flashy with a shotgun, I'll take my risk, or
I
like
mean
take my chances on
you're
it.
2 years. Okay, Pes. I feel like you said the right thing. Adaptive, right? I
Yeah.
feel like our bodies, no matter what, will get climatized to anything as long as we're
Oh yeah. As
put
long
into
as
it.
we had that adrenaline rush would fucking make your brain big, make your flexes more extra spicy.
Okay.
You're just like,
Alright,
yeah.
buddy.
You'll go Super Saiyan without
we'll
without realizing it.
we'll channel our Incrucio.
Yeah,
But
basically.
yeah. Um. Okay. That's. Yeah, I'll take that answer no matter what. All good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we can get into. I have a lot of questions related on apocalypse, which is very fun. But like,
Yeah.
let's just finish off the other one, factions wise, because I feel like
Action.
that shit is gonna be really difficult for me because as a person,
Mhm.
I hate confronting people, especially when.
Do you think we would join a faction or create one?
Okay, so this is the difference between you and me, right? I
Yeah.
feel like let's see if I'm correct here. Yeah,
Let's see.
I feel like I would be the one to create a faction
Mhm.
because I feel like no matter what, I'm not basing this off movies. I'm basing this off my own ideology and the people I've seen, people I've
Yeah.
dealt with. I'll put in the country that we're residing in, yeah,
Uh-huh.
as well as my other place of residency.
Yeah.
I feel like even when I've done this topic, right, I actually said like I am an actual leader, but for myself, I'm a leader. I don't know if I can lead 100 people, and the type of leader I am in an apocalyptic world will depend on the situation that we're thrown at. So, for example, fighting another
Mhm.
faction, I would never do that. But like joining a faction as well is the same thing as creating your own faction in my own terms, right? Because
Yeah.
if you're a guy, especially, right, you're gonna have to fight. Even if you're a woman, you're gonna have to fight, right? But like, shit, this is actually a tough question. I hate you. But yeah, I would definitely create a faction
Uh-huh.
of the people that I trust, and I will test them based on how I trust them, which is gonna take a lot of time to get used to because after watching a lot of Walking Dead, after watching a lot of these zombie apocalyptic movies and
Yeah.
basing it off my own ideologies, I am the Shane. I am the Shane in every fucking apocalyptic world. I am the fucking. Actually, I won't fuck my best friend's wife. That's not me. But like, I'm that fucking guy that wants everyone to be safe. And whether if it's morally wrong or right, I will be the one taking the bullet for everybody. Especially if it's the one I love. I don't want to join a faction with different people that actually have different ideologies or kill people for no other fucking apparent reason when they're not a threat to him. But if it was
Yeah,
me,
that's what I was about to ask. So like in people create factions, but then they usually have kind of like a theme or like a goal. So different factions, sometimes they want peace, no violence and whatnot. Some people are more aggressive in a way, like they want to invade other factions so they can have more power. Where do you like what kind of factions would you try to create? Like more to peaceful, more to aggressive, maybe midway, or like something different?
okay, I'll give you my answer. Really simple. Neutrality. Midway. Because I feel like
Midway.
there can never be a peace in the apocalyptic world. It's basically the Third World War. And everyone will be thinking of themselves no matter what. No matter what. I've seen a lot of people thinking about themselves, even in survivability situations that basically, you know how you do an aptitude test, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've seen this happen. I've seen some results as well. If based on survivability, there is no such thing as peace. You can create peace, right? But it's gonna take a long way. I'm thinking about
Mhm.
this as like a fresh apocalyptic world, right? I'm way in the neutral. I definitely want peace. But if I have to get my hands dirty, if my faction needs to fight our way out, and if, of course, the first instinct will be like, hey, yo, can we have some peace? You know, can you give us some resources of yours? We'll give some resources of ours to you. Like, mutual exchange. But if that doesn't happen, and if they're a threat to us going
Yeah.
forward, we're gonna have to, like, fight, kill them or whatever, get killed. It's like, what's that saying, Pes? Kill or be killed? Yeah, kill or be killed in
Oh,
this
yeah.
post-apocalyptic world. I feel like the nicest of people will actually be the smartest of people
So
in a
it's
post.
all just like what does that saying go again?
Ah, yeah,
Survival of the fittest.
exactly. But I love that line because, okay, you know what? This is not the time to actually explain that line. Actually, it's about fight terms, but like, yeah, survival of the fittest. But in my terms, in my eyes, I see everyone having a survivability in them no matter what, from
Yeah.
traumatic experiences through, like, if you put them in a survival situation, I'm pretty sure they can. Even though people say, oh, I can't survive in a forest, I'm pretty sure they will. And I've seen it while I went on hikes and, some
Mm-hmm.
stuff with my group as well. But yeah, I feel like best I would be in the neutrality kind of way of things. I definitely create a faction with the people that I love and the people that I trust. If I'm not leading it, then I'll follow them. But as long as the people I love, with strangers, it's gonna take me 5 years maximum to get used to it. There's no comfortability in the post-apocalyptic world, I believe, because I've seen so much, and it takes time to adapt to this. So 5 years of comfortability with strangers,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, and let's say you and I. Actually, no, that's a different setting. Okay, okay. I was about to start a different tangent. Okay, that's my answer, Pes. What about you?
When it comes, we're still in the faction
Yes,
thing,
sir. We are.
right?
Yeah.
If it was me, um, I think you were right, or maybe kind of. I don't know, but I would create a faction actually,
Let's go.
but I don't think it would be as big, like like big,
Yeah.
like fences and then a fort and whatnot. I think I would make like um a tight group, not so tight, but like maybe around 12 to 15 people. Akatsuki type beat.
All
And
right. All right, buddy.
then yeah, so specific, and there's gonna be like three people doing different things, three people doing different things,
Mm-hmm.
and then three people doing different things. So it's kind of like there's teams in the small, like tight knit factions.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all about, I feel like, survivability, because I feel like when it comes to joining like big factions, you cannot avoid big war, big faction wars, because there's gonna be those aggressive motherfuckers who just wants to invade, you know,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
fort of factions, and it's gonna disrupt so many like lives, or like you can be trapped by them. So I feel like if we're just a mediocre, not so big size group that's always like on the move trying to survive wherever we are, I feel like there are some, some pros and cons.
Mm-hmm.
We're free to go and like strategize our way around wherever we want to go,
Definitely.
but the cons are basically, well, we don't have fences around us, and we can't scavenger somewhere else and then go back home, knowing that we're gonna be safe. We can't do that. We're always on the lookout. Like, if we try to stay at a place for the night, somebody has to keep watch all the time, because we're not a big group.
No, no,
We're
no.
just like, a few teams of us. So there's gonna be more risks of being in this like small group compared to the big ones. But I feel like we have more opportunities, or maybe, we can visit factions and then maybe get friendly with them. I feel like this is one big advantage, if like we can know people from the aggressive types of factions, and then we also know from the peaceful types of factions.
Hmm.
So we kind of like know everybody, and then if we bond, or like if we make a kind of, maybe like, I don't know, a treaty or like a relationship with them, nobody can fuck with us because, like, oh, they know us. Or like if they have rivals, like, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so basically, like, even if they're rivals with different factions, but so long as both parties know us, they don't fuck with us because they have beef with each other, not
Mhm.
us. So they don't want to, include us in all of their shit. But I feel like some people would digress, like, we would get involved, or we would get betrayed, trapped, or whatever. But I feel like that's the purpose of why I wanted to be small knitted, because we only trust the people who actually wants to be in it. And then, we won't fully trust, we would still be aware and cautious of these other factions, and especially with our own, because that's the most important thing about my small little faction, is about survivability and trust. Oh my god, the trust issues in
Mm.
this post-apocalyptic setting would be tremendously high, because anyone can just like manipulate you, or like pull you into a situation, trap you, whatever. It's gonna be messy
Yeah,
if you know
yeah.
you if you don't know how to take care of yourself. And that's why I want to put up another question. What about the kids?
Okay, 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 okay. Before we get into that, yeah,
Yeah.
you mentioned like there's a lot of things that you mentioned that we needs to be like fucking, broken down.
Yeah, broken down.
Okay, I love. See, we think alike. We have the same. Surprisingly, we
Uh-huh.
have the same ideologies. I thought we would like debate for a bit, but like that doesn't seem to be the case as of yet. But like same ideology as me, right? Have friend groups with the what's it called? The other factions, right? But Pez,
Mm-hmm.
there is one problem, a conundrum that we might
A
face, right?
conundrum.
Let's say you the leader or me as a leader. Our charisma needs to be plus 40 when it comes to
Yeah,
communicating with these
definitely.
motherfuckers.
See, this is why I feel like when we're trying to make a faction
Yeah.
in this post-apocalyptic setting,
Yes.
you need to somehow assert a type of dominance for
Exactly.
them to trust you to be, under your faction, or like to join you in type of like partnership and whatnot. So for me, I feel like I'm not, like I said on how I would go for my survivability. If you can run, you run, but if you're
Mm,
cornered, you can throw hands. So I think like I'm trying to find those type of people.
I
And
see.
then after we find like a level of understanding with each other, then we can split up our works into different things. Like some people would search for resources, or maybe if we think it's too, if we think it's too dangerous for like three people to scavenge for food, and then three other people scavenge for materials, we can all go together, so it's easier. And then maybe that way we can develop like how our environment are always basically adapting to our environments. If we feel like, when you're used to something after you do it like several times, right? And then, yeah, basically like level ups somehow. And then I feel like if we do it within a group for a good amount of times, we would naturally eventually adapt to, being independent on our own. It's like, oh, okay, um even if we split into like three people team, we know what to do and how to do it, how to survive, and then what to look for, and then how much or like how long of a time we should be separated before we go back to a certain checkpoint, or like if we have a base. So I feel like that's just gonna be, I would say that would be a good strategy.
No,
Maybe.
100%. No, no, no. I don't care. It's actually a good strategy. I like that. I like that. Okay, What was I gonna go? What was I gonna say again? God, where was my brain going to? Ah, shit, I actually lost it somehow. But
What was the last time?
coming back,
Mhm.
to the kids tangent.
Yeah,
Let's see how this can work.
that would be a bit of a dangerous. Well, it's potentially very dangerous because, like, I mean, in my like some people will like take kids and then like they would be the bait or like they would be shields, they would be slaves or some shit. And then there's gonna be people who are like the peaceful factions. They would take them in and then care for them and
Hmm.
whatnot. So I feel like for me, maybe that's why I feel like knowing relationships with different factions can go a very long way. Because if I find like a random kid and if they're like looking for, some place to be, I can send them to the peaceful faction if we as a group don't need them or like if we see a potential in them, maybe we
Okay.
can like train them up and whatnot. But I feel like for me, maybe as a faction leader and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
if we find like a kid or something, we can just like send it to the peaceful faction so that they can take care of it because, rather than the aggressive ones, because I know they're just gonna use the kids for like something else or whatever.
Another question to your question,
Okay.
Lamal. What if someone has a kid in your faction?
What if someone has a kid in my faction?
Yeah.
Well, I have to take care of them.
Ah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
So you
So
don't
that
you don't segregate, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, oh shit, you have a baby. We have to send them to the
Yeah.
peaceful factor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I don't want to separate them because we're still humans. We still have like,
Oh,
our
you're not
like,
losing your human rights. I
yeah,
like it. I like it.
exactly.
I like
All you need your humanity because like that's the only thing you have now after like a post-apocalyptic, you know,
Yeah, the
where
parents.
everyone, yeah, everything is just like ruined. Like there's no good childhood anymore. Like as you grew up as a kid, you're gonna be like dealing with fucking bloaters, clickers, or whatever the fuck. So it's
No,
gonna be hard for them, but they're gonna grow, you know, as like hunters or some shit like that.
I know. Yeah, exactly. Like, there's a tip as well. Like, parents in general, and for me as well. Like, having a conversation, something like this with my brother. I forgot what it was, but like, along the lines of, let's say, if you have a child in a post-apocalyptic world and you're the father, right?
Hmm.
Or if I'm the father, like, never to lose hope and whatnot. Don't go insane and fall like don't fall too deeply into crisis and despair. Like
Oh, that's also yeah, that's also a good segue.
it's going to be difficult because the world will actually psychologically break you, and you're like, oh my god, why did I give birth to a beautiful child or son or daughter in this
Yeah.
post-apocalyptic world? And I feel like this is where your humanity has to kick in. This is where your human instincts from the world that you've come from should kick in and say that yes,
Hmm.
my child have grown up, but I don't want to, what's it called, raise it in a different way as possible. I want to give it the best life as well. I want to save it. I want to keep him, protect him, and then teach him or her how the world is right now. And I feel like it's gonna be too difficult for me to bear because I'm like, what do I start by teaching him? ABCD or how to put a trap on the ground for bears or whatnot? Like,
Like, yeah, it's just gonna be sur surviving.
and I don't have an answer for that. That's just
Right.
legit. That's my thing. Like, I don't have an answer for it. Like, how to
I mean,
actually raise a child.
we have like a proper society now. So
Hmm.
all you need to like work around is just how this kid would grow up and knowing how to survive with us. Because I feel like that's the best thing that we can do because there's no more school, there's no more like baby registrations, daycares and whatnot. So I feel like, we always need them to like adapt to the situation and teach them how we can survive because they're going to be a very, very, very good asset onto helping us. Or that's one of the things that I also wanted to talk about is population. how are we gonna grow again? Like, can society be one again?
Oh, definitely not. Society can never be one again. We are,
Factions.
yeah, we're factions now, and society.
Each factions have to, you know, populate themselves, and I mean, like, there's gonna be, well, reproductions happen.
Oh, definitely, and it's happened in a lot of cases as well.
Yeah, in every faction, there's gonna be a lot of that. So I feel like if it's growing more, do you think eventually it would become another society? Or it'll be just like a free for all? Because, there was once a law, but now there isn't.
I mean, I can say it based on answer of movies and whatnot, but I'm not going to. Alright. Sorry for that. My phone.
Yeah, no worries.
So basically,
Or maybe like the leaders of each faction comes together. Some shit like that.
yeah, the count. Okay, shit, you're making it so easy for me because I've seen it
Yeah.
in a lot of stuff, but like, I
No,
wanna,
that's how it is.
I wanna make it. So
Humans have to unite.
They have to, but what happens is when a lot of humans unite and a lot of council from different factions, there will come arguments as
No,
well.
that's exactly why. That's happening with us right now in society.
I mean,
That's just how humans are.
it is, but you have to
Yeah.
factor in the post-apocalyptic
Your
world.
factions would legitimately some percentage would hate the others when when they want to be united.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's exactly why you as a leader need to actually state now a law or like a specific rule
Yeah, but
that
like,
anyone
I
can
feel
do.
like laws, as you said, don't exist, and laws are
No,
not meant
that's
to be.
exactly why. If factions were to be together, now they have to put a rule because they know their factions are like from different types of, they have like different themes or like different goals. So if they
Agree.
were to unite, now they have to, negotiate onto like an agreement on how to survive together. Because I know like some of them would hate each other, especially if the both leaders hate each other, you know?
And that actually happens. That's for sure. Like, imagine if you and me were leaders. I would hate you with all. I'm kidding. I wouldn't. But like, yeah. That is a really good thinking wise. But like, even so, it's still difficult to say. Like, humans do have to unite. Laws should be passed around. Like, I've seen the governor actually put out some rules as well that people actually follow. But until what time? Until like we, if society was created, there will be a form of oppression and whatnot. You know.
No matter what, there will be. There's gonna be a 50-50.
Exactly.
There's gonna be the good outcomes, there's gonna be the bad outcomes.
And I
That's
feel
just
like
how humans
in
are.
the world that we're living in now, of course there are wars and whatnot, right?
Oh yeah.
But if someone disagree with each other, I don't think they can just jump over the border and whatnot, right? In a faction wise, we don't have borders, we have fences, and it's easy to break
Yeah.
down a fence. So I feel like it's going to be a flat out war, but then somehow or some way, oh my god, I thought of the kingdom. Now that was kind of civilized in a way.
Yeah.
I wish we could be like the kingdom somehow. Like every territory fighting together to stop these stuff. But like if I'm
Mhm.
putting it in an actual real world aspects, nah, I don't think so. I feel like Koreans will say save the day for me. I'm kidding. But yeah, that was a really good question. It made me think for a second. And I would say that yes, laws will be passed, people will be 50-50. Basically agreeing with everything that you said right now because
Yeah.
there's no other way to it, honestly. Like you can
Exactly.
come up with a lot of things, but then
We have to be together, but
Exactly.
together doesn't mean happy
Yeah.
together. There's gonna be, repercussions. Yeah.
Alright. Well, guys, I need to take a sip of my water. And Itonasu says, you gotta take a sip of a water too. Let me hydrate for a second. H2O. I don't know if water will be a commodity in the post apocalyptic war.
Oh, that's gonna be very hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, resources, water, especially food. Some people would like do gardening and stuff.
Okay.
and then people would want to invade for resources.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. I've heard a lot of. Is it an aptitude? It's not an aptitude test. It was questions like this, and I have that same question actually, Pes. Do I hear it? It's a very. You have to answer this quickly, you know. Share supplies with someone and risk running out, right? Or hoard them and be alone. Now, the way you hoard them, right, is very easy. They're not there in their camp, and you can hoard everything that they have. And you are fucking dying of thirst, food, and everything, and you know there are hard stone killers, right? Would you risk hoarding them? They're not in their tent. They're far away, brother. You can legit take their coffee, their biscuits, and everything, and walk your distance off. But know that they're killers.
I mean, if they're killers and I only have one chance, I'm looting them because I know that I can't negotiate.
I did not expect that answer from you, honestly.
What do you mean?
Shit. You're gonna loot fucking killers.
Yeah,
Shit, bro.
because
Alright.
why? If they find us, they're gonna have the first move. But if I have the chance to make the first move while knowing they're not like they're away,
Yeah.
even if we can ambush them
Yeah. True. I like
because
that.
they're away. Yeah.
You're making this so difficult, Fast. You're fucking.
What do you see? This is why I told you strategic.
We think the same. We think the
Yeah.
same. I
I
feel
can't
like
have
you
a
would run
one-way
away.
answer.
If I thought you would run away, you know,
I mean,
and not risk
if I
it.
know I have to survive, and like if there's gonna be a time where they find us first,
Yeah.
that's gonna be a bad time. So we need to, we need to put a tag on at least where they are or like where they're coming from. We can wait for them, or we can loot and get the fuck out.
I like that.
The other way.
I like that. I fucking love that. Damn. Damn. This is the most like even after the podcast, I'm still surprised by his answers. Honestly, everybody.
Bruh.
No, legit. Like this guy thinks the same way as me for some reason in an apocalyptic world, for some fucking reason. But yeah.
Like, what would be okay? If I were to run away, what would be the pros of that?
Your survivability, man. If you know that you can't fight.
Yeah, I
them-
mean, like, I'll be alive, but at some point, I'm gonna run across this problem again.
Yes,
So it's kind
you
of
will.
like I
That's the
need to
question.
adapt now before I have to deal with it again.
Yeah, this question.
I feel like this is gonna be a common
Misconception.
situation that you're gonna come across if you're in a post-apocalyptic world. You're gonna find other factions like yourself if like just like how I said my faction would be just a small group, right?
Yeah.
And then we'll survive or like we'll try to do what we can when we're cornered or if we can run away. We'll run away. And we'll run away when we know that we can still survive for a bit of time or like something is not worth it and whatnot. So if we're like overpowered or if we know we're outnumbered, if we can run away, we'll run away. But if we find like there's gonna be factions that is almost exactly the same as you and how you're gonna deal with it, if they can, negotiate to an understanding or like an agreement, then okay, let's just pass each other. If we can share materials, maybe, then sure. If you wanna, join with them and then make it into a bigger faction, that can also be an opportunity or like a chance for you to, make a more like safer environment for your factions and theirs. But if it's like the killers, you have no way to negotiate, and if you have a chance to loot them, why the fuck not? That would give them a disadvantage first, and then
Yep.
we already know where they are, so if they come back without their loots, we didn't just loot them, but we can now also ambush them. So it's a win-win situation.
I like that kind of thinking, Pest. I didn't think you had that kind of thinking in you. Shit,
What the fuck?
I'm actually surprised myself, honestly. I'm just like, this guy is spewing the same thing I would spew. I love it. You know what? This is a success. All right. Do you have any other questions? Because like we've actually hit the 1 hour mark. I've been
Yeah.
enjoying this conversation so much that I forgot to even look at my time. All right. And also the people watching this as well,
Hmm.
watching this,
Exactly.
listening to this,
Listening.
tell me and Pes if you'd love the apocalyptic
Yeah. Please
apocalyptic.
comment on how
Yeah,
you would survive.
please do. And also,
Yeah.
would you like a part 2 of this podcast as well, the apocalypse tangent?
Maybe.
Shit,
Hmm.
it's too good that we've not even covered the surface. We're legit at the bare minimum, you know? There
Yeah.
was so much I had written down, but then we reached the 1 hour mark. And that's kind of sad. But did you have any other questions, like a small type of QFQ, anything with relating to this, and then we can end it off? I had one, but I feel like it's a long ass answer. Or you can make it
Right.
short as well, but do you have anything?
Um.
Shit, this was such a good
I
tangent.
Yeah. I feel like okay.
Okay.
Let's just say let's take the factions things again,
Alright, bet.
where
Bet.
like different factions finally come together
Okay.
and make a society. Now they're gonna rebuild, right?
Yes, sir.
Basically, as just human beings. So
Mhm.
basically, from zero again, just like cavemans, into now what we are now.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna restart, and then something else would happen, and then it would break. So it's just you can't outrun the cycle. That's just how it is. That's the fascinating part of like humanity in a sense, whereas like we have to be together until we fall apart because of a natural disaster, and now from pieces to pieces we have to connect with each other and then expand, and then it goes all around again. So the only thing that's stopping us now is actual extinction, and that's it. That's the only solution, and that's fascinating to me.
No, I
But
agree with you 100%
yeah,
on that.
but I would say it's not more of a question, but it's just kind of like a thought
Yeah.
of like, you know, we can't outrun what we are in a way.
Hey man, that is in of itself is true. No matter
Yeah.
how you look at it, I don't care. It is true. Like that is a very scary thought to have, and
Uh-huh.
I'll be
People need people, or you'll be insane.
brother. I am flying off, and I'll be thinking about this the whole fucking time. It is true, man. You can't argue. It is true. Like
Yeah.
we're gonna be extinct sooner or later, and shit, bro. Damn, I love that thought. I love that thought. Do you have anything else to add? Or do you want a QFQ, or do you want me just, you know what? It's a wrap up.
I think I'm good. That was like a big
I
brain
I
thought. I can I don't think I can like top it
I
off.
really love. Okay, so guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this tangent by us. You know, we want to keep it like 100% with you guys. This is too late
Mhm.
for us to be talking, right? And we're running on zero energy actually right now. And I'll be honest with you guys. We're recording this at 2 a.m., you know? And
Yep.
I
It's
want
3
us
a.m. actually
at
now.
3 a.m. actually. And I want us to put our 100% effort in. So hopefully this episode can let you know guys that
Yeah,
yes,
hopefully you guys enjoy this episode, and please, if you like the podcast or like the topics that we've highlighted in this session, please do comment and
Exactly.
share your opinions, or
I'd
like
love to
share
hear
on
that.
how your take of our highlights, or like this conversation, the topics today that we're doing, because now, since it's an offline episode, you can comment down your inputs, and it'll be interesting for us to like
Yeah.
read, and then tap into your shoes, or like your minds of thoughts.
Yeah, I would love to know how other people think about the faction tangent that we had just now. It is an open-minded topic and
Exactly.
discussion, and I love it.
Yeah.
And okay. I know. So please, guys. Also, one more thing. Let us know if you want a part 2 of this, because in my heart, I want a part 2 of this, baby. I I have so much to talk about, but like we couldn't cover it in an hour. But hopefully, maybe in a live setting, who knows? There's so
Mm.
many topics that I had, ranging from a podcast in a walking apocalyptic world, leaving an injured person behind and whatnot. But that could come later. But for now, hopefully, guys, this podcast will fill the void for you guys that we are not taking a break no matter what. Like, hopefully, there will be some instances that we have to can't do so much about it because like I'm flying out and it's gonna be difficult to do episode or whatnot. But we're still gonna be here no matter what, dishing out episodes when I'm back and all that good stuff. And we're working on a lot of music as well. And this is just a way for me to say thank you to everybody for following us on our journey. Thank you for Pes for being with me no matter what at 3 a.m. Holy shit, man. I'm so proud of us and the journey that we've taken and how far we've come through. And I'm so happy that you guys are with us as well. To the OGs, I love you guys. To the new viewers, welcome to Hito Nasu. It was before Sip and Talk, but we have, how do you say this? We have transformed. I've used transform so many times, but like, you know what? My brain is like empty right now. We have transformed into Hito Nasu as well. And we'll get into more in that as well in the latter stages of our podcast episodes and whatnot. No more tangents coming along the way. And yeah, thank you everybody. And plus, please, I can't believe I forgot to say this. Please subscribe. It is free. If you enjoy the content that we dish out, please do subscribe. It will help us a lot. And yeah.
It doesn't take you 5 seconds.
Yes, and it's
It doesn't
free.
take you 4 seconds, even 3 seconds, maybe 2 if you're like a slow clicker,
Shit.
but maybe half a second. It's just a subscribe. It's red. It says subscribe, and it's free. So yeah, if you like our content, you know, why not support us, right?
Yeah.
We would love to have you in the community.
Yep. We would love to. And yeah, more stuff coming along the way. But for now, thank you so much. Also, yeah, okay, you know what? Forget that. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for everyone from the bottom of my heart. It really means a lot. Thank you, Pes. Thank you, everybody. Hopefully, you guys have a blessed day ahead of you and whatnot. And plus, maybe when I come back from my flight, I will have some interesting stories to tell Pes. Maybe some supernatural stories as well, because I might be doing something. Who knows? We'll see. We'll
Bruh.
see. I want to explore some places there, and I will get into the topics later on. So yeah, we have that to look forward to. We have the music video to look forward to. Hopefully, we'll see how that goes. But I've rambled on enough. Pes have rambled on enough. And what do we usually say at the end, Pes? To the everyone in the community and to the everyone that's listening and to my audio listeners, baby, as well. I never forget about you, everybody. Okay, Pes, in 3, 2, 1. Stay goated. Yes, sir. I'll see you when I see you. I love all of you. Stay safe.
Bye.
Bye, boys.